All right, big dog. Back day today. We're gonna start off with them gorilla rows. You're gonna make sure that you got a nice base. Both arms are inside like a gorilla, pulling back. So not up to the side. You wanna make sure that you're coming back and make sure that you really feel and engage that lat on each one. We'll do 10 on each arm. So it'll be here, boom, boom, boom. All right. We'll do 10 on each arm, take about a minute break, and then we'll do another 2 sets. So a minute in between each. This one's gonna help get your heart rate up a little while also starting to activate those lats. That's why we're not going too heavy. And then we'll move on to some high volume stuff.
Okay.
So again, good base. You wanna make sure you don't have a rounded back while doing it. So pull your shoulders back, chest is gonna be up, reaching down. And then you can do a slight lean forward so that you're still doing it, just as long as that back stays flat. All right, set number 1. Ready, go. I ain't gonna lie, I get a little bit of a quad burn from it too, just from hanging there.
Yeah, from yesterday.
Oh yeah, that too,
Yeah.
that leg day yesterday.
I took my measurements yesterday. My legs are going down. I didn't know that I was losing weight in my thighs. I got thunder thighs.
I was about to say, it's the craziest thing. Working them legs, my legs have definitely been getting smaller, but more toned.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. That just lets me know how much fat I had on my legs though.
No, I know my thighs big. I feel like I crack a watermelon. No, big.
Set number 2. Ready? Let's get it. Mistake a lot of people make when they're doing these, when they're coming up, they kind of twist to the side trying to get it up. That means you're probably doing too much weight. So if it's too hard, go down in weight. Try and keep your trunks as stationary as possible. Keep all the pressure on the lats and engage the core. All right, set number 3, let's knock it out. Great job, like I said, just warming them lats up, but also getting the heart rate up, getting the body ready to move. So now though, everything else that we're gonna do is gonna be high volume. Again, not super focused on heavyweight. And then of course, since we're doing lats, back, a lot of pull stuff, we'll throw in some biceps at the end as well. All right, so a lot of people have been asking me how I've been able to tone up my back so quickly. It's mostly been through pull-ups. We're gonna do similar to what we did with the dips a couple weeks ago, or what was that, last week? It's gonna be like a pull-up ladder using the assisted machine. We're just gonna do 5 reps going up as high as you can, and then we're gonna come back down and add a ton of volume. So this is great for people who maybe can't do regular pull-ups right now. I know I myself, I still can't even do regular pull-ups. As big as I look, I'm 270 pounds. So. But by doing this, I'm gonna work my way towards it.
That's right.
While toning up that back. Do 2 sets back to back. So you'll do 5 on one level, lift it, 5 on the next level, and then we switch. And then after that, we'll take like a 30-second, a minute break, get it back, and then we'll just keep going up. So I'll show you what I mean by that. And even if it's too easy for you, which I know it'll be too easy for you, just simply because of how much weight resistance there is, I like to start on the lowest level and then work it up in a ladder.
You want to do a close grip or wide grip on it?
So that's really going to be up to you. Wide grip will give you a different sort of work than a close grip will. Personally, I just stay with the close grip because my shoulders. So I got to work my way out wider. But if you can handle wide grip, I think wide grip is better for the look of that V-shaped back anyway. So. Ooh. I'm feeling that John already, boy. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's them gorilla rolls or that squat from yesterday. Hey, open up. Oh, yeah. I like how these also kind of work your core. Like you do them right, you're going to feel it in your like 3 on the lowest level when I first
But I
started.
used to suck. And then he was like, "You getting stronger?" I was like, "How?" He said, "You remember how you used to look doing it?" I was like, "Oh."
Yeah, boy, that junk. Those are way harder than dips, in my opinion. I feel like the
Yeah, but I
average
like how
person
my
has
back
more
be
chest
looking.
strength than lat strength. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like how my back's starting to look. I was
Yeah. The military. Hey,
that I must be feel better. I was not like this yesterday. I was like,
hey. Thank the gorilla rolls, man. Shout out to the kettlebell. Hey,
that's what
that
it
was
is.
going on. All right, next round, same thing. 5 and 5. We moving up.
Okay.
Now we already at 20 reps, so now it's gonna get a little bit harder. We're gonna do 3 and 3 instead of 5 and 5 because we want to continue moving up as high as we can. All right. Hey. Oh man. You might feel like you can do more than 3, but really want to keep it with 3 because we want to continue to be able to go up. And we're gonna really rep it out volume-wise when we start heading back down the ladder anyway. So we're at 26 reps now. All right. Now we're gonna do 2 and 2 going up. That's gonna take us to 30. Then after that, we're gonna work our way back down with higher reps. We're gonna probably end up around 75, 80. We might push to 100 depending on how we feel.
Okay.
She looking like, but what the hell is he
I
talking
mean, I'm gonna just keep going.
about? Your back gonna feel great. Honestly, pull-ups are great for a lot more than just the lats. Like, they're just a great overall exercise. One of the most effective for building upper body strength and endurance. There you go. You just get as high as you can.
Whew.
It's all right if it don't feel like a full rep.
Yeah, it didn't feel like a full rep, but I mean, I was.
It's all good. A lot of times people complain. They're like, if you can't do the rep, don't do it. Nah,
No, yeah,
that's
yeah.
how you get better is pushing yourself to attempt to do it. Nobody's saying every rep got to be perfect. But then again, those are the people that usually don't get stronger anyway. There you go. That's all right. That's all right. Hey, that's all we need. As much as you can give, that's all that matters. So now we're going to take a good break because we haven't given ourselves time to recover, drink some water. We're going to take a solid 2 minutes,
All right.
which is perfect because it'll leave us at 7:30.
Oh yeah.
The reasons I mess with pull-ups so heavy, I had to start thinking like a man. I was like, dog, you know, on the movies, all the type of stuff be happening. I'm like, yo, what if there's a situation where I'm hanging and I really got to pull, like I really can't do that. And most people think that's just, when are you ever going to be in that situation? Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. It's not about whether the situation is real or not. It's about I should be able to hold up my own body weight.
Yeah.
Like that's, I don't know. It's something about that just don't sit right with me. I can't pull myself up. I can't even hold my own weight. How can I help others? You know what I'm saying? It's more mental than anything for me. So I'm gonna rock out these assists until I can do a regular pull up. And then once I can do a regular one, I'm gonna keep going until I can do 20, 30 of them. You know? It is what it is. So the way I like to do it is just keeping track of the reps, like I said. So we at 30. Let's just keep going up. We're gonna end up anywhere between 75 and 100, depending on where we're burning out at. And normally, I would say don't negotiate with yourself, but in this case, we wanna make sure we got enough energy to finish our workout.
Okay. You gotta put that work in.
Facts. All right, we got 10 here. We're at 42 reps. This is
10?
gonna take us to 52.
You said 10?
Yeah. Take about a minute break. On the next one, we're gonna hit 13 because
Okay.
we sitting at 52. That's gonna take us up to 65. And I prefer to do it that way instead of having super set rep range. For me, the overall volume on something like this is what matters the most. So I might do a weird number like 13 just to get back on that 5, multiple of 5. And then after that, we might do 15, might do 20 just to make it easier to track on our way up.
That's probably why. Okay.
So we'll
Everything
probably,
all making sense. For
yeah,
Me.
we'll probably stop at 80 because we'll get to 65 and then another 15 will take us to 80. So we could finish with 15. But tell people, especially my people trying to trim up, if you haven't tried high volume training, that's where it's at. You got to burn yourself out. You gotta shred that fat off. Of course, without enough protein, it's not gonna help you anyway, but this is a great place to start. But no matter what training style you do, shut up and work. Honestly.
We out. Just kidding. We got more work to do.
Gonna knock out these last 15. That'll put us at 80 total reps for pull-ups, and then we're gonna move on to our next thing. Normally, I would say do that last set to failure, but again, we have a ton of other stuff that we want to leave a little bit of energy for. So 80 total reps is cool. If you're trying to do a high volume workout like us, anything between 75 to 100 reps is gonna be good. How much weight resistance you use is completely up to you. It's more important that you get through the reps.
Ooh.
So this next one is actually one of my favorites, the lat pullover. The technique can be a little bit tricky, but I would argue, you know, everybody online has a different way that they say to do it, but if it's working for you, if you're feeling it, what's really important is that mind to muscle connection and making sure that you're feeling your lats. So for me, I like to get a nice hinge at the hip, right? Get my shoulders nice and extended, pull back. And the key is here, you don't want to bend your elbows and turn it into a bicep movement. So make sure the weight is light enough. Engage your core, come down. Here is where you're going to start to feel your lats. Push your hips forward a little bit and then squeeze your shoulder blades together at the back. And then come back to the starting position. That's how I personally do it. That's how I see the best results. And again, if it feels too hard for you to do this, if you're starting to bend your elbows, then just lower the weight. This isn't something that you really need to go super heavy on. I typically do super high reps on this just like we did with the pull-ups. So our first 2 sets will be a 15. And you're gonna feel it now, but we're gonna go nice and light. And the squeeze that I get in my lats. And I like to go wide grip with this just because going wide grip is gonna work more of the outer. And I tend to go close grip on the pull-ups because of my shoulders, so I'm getting a lot of inner work there. Really make sure to squeeze those shoulder blades and focus again on that mind-muscle connection. So really feeling those lats at the peak of the exercise. Your body's natural thing to do is gonna be to wanna bend them because it's gonna make the movement a little easier. But it's gonna start taking pressure off of your lats when you do it. There you go. Yeah, I typically, locking it out straight and doing a lot of reps, I'll typically feel it in my triceps too, because you're really doing an isometric motion, because your tricep is what's helping you keep your elbow from
Straight.
burning in. Yeah, so this is a great exercise all around, really. We're gonna go ahead and rapid fire these sets of 10 though. So now is where you can start kind of sneaking up on your weight a little bit, kind of push it. You still don't want to necessarily sacrifice your form, but like we talked about on the pull-ups, it's inevitable that if you're really pushing yourself, your form's gonna start to suffer just a little bit. Sir, there you go.
Woo.
So I want you to think about this too. When we talk about a high volume back day, we did 60 reps just to warm up over there, right? We did 80 reps on pull-ups. Already that's what, 140? We doing another, what, 30 plus 30, 60. So by the time we get done with this, we 200 reps into a lat day.
That's how that chest day was. I didn't feel it. After I was like, what? I was like, oh, all of those reps.
With this exercise, it's super important that you're not ego lifting. You don't need a ton of weight at all. It's gonna be more about how you perform the exercise. We're gonna do high reps once again, because you know that's what I enjoy. And right here, we're just really isolating with the single arm to make sure that we hit each side. Now, I see a lot of people come and they do all this and do all that. You're taking too much pressure off of your lats when you do all that. So I like to stick my opposite arm on my shoulder right here because it keeps me from doing all the turning. Stay stationary. And then you almost want to act like you're dragging your elbow across the floor. And again, that mind muscle connection comes in where it's like you need to really focus on squeezing and feeling that lat. Because if you stay too high or if you come here, it becomes a whole different type of exercise. We'll do a set of 10 on each arm to start off with. And you actually don't need to go too far past. So like if I go all the way back here, I'm actually taking pressure off of my lats. By squeezing and stopping right here, that's where I feel my lat the most. And because we're already so many reps in, I actually feel it cramping on there. That's how I know I'm really hitting. Sitting up nice and straight. And we'll switch sides, go straight into the other arm. Same thing, scraping the bottom. Focusing on really feeling that squeeze of the lat. Woo. Oh. Yeah, I'm feeling that one, boy. I ain't even gonna hold you. There you go. And now you're really starting your motion from there. And if you gotta go down, that's fine. There you go. Engage that lat as much as possible. Boom, you can really stop right about there. There you go. You feeling it there?
Uh-huh.
Yes, sir. I love that one, man. It's like the best way to really isolate them things.
Uh-huh.
And it's nice at the end of the workout, you know what I'm saying? It's not too strenuous. I know I find my left arm to be a little more difficult. I don't know why. I guess because I'm
Not
more
your dominant
right-handed.
one? Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like trying to make sure I get where I really feel that lat. Sure, nice. All right, so here's what we'll do. Because after that, we're 220 reps into a lat day. We'll just finish with one more set. We'll do 15 and 15. And that'll put us right off at 250 reps on our lats. And then we still got some biceps to do. And another great thing about these, I like to do them last and right before I transition more to biceps because I start to feel my biceps really activating with these as well. As much as I try to keep the tension on my lats, it's inevitable.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good stuff, my boy.
Another trick that I like with these is not straightening your arm all the way out because then you taking tension off. I like to kind of come here and come right about here where you're never really taking the tension fully off of that lat. Just increasing that time under tension and really getting that good burnout. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. I know it's real when I see the arm shaking a little bit. With these high rep workouts, that recovery is even more important, you know what I'm saying? So protein, creatine, ton of water, great amount of sleep, everything to make sure that you're ready to get back at it and rock and roll. Shallow, she's shallow, shallow, she's shallow.
R&B.
Hey, R&B gym sesh. Start rocking and swaying on them. Biceps is gonna be high rep as well, but we're really only gonna do 3 movements. The first one that I like to do really more so to kind of get activated and warmed up more is the cable bicep curl. First, I'm gonna show you an example of what not to do because I've been that guy who's done it before. What not to do, this, this. If you have to do that, then the weight is probably too heavy. So what you wanna do, make sure your elbows are locked by your side. Your shoulders shouldn't move at all because as you start to raise your shoulders, you start to put pressure on the front delts and take it off of your biceps. So elbows by your side, chest out, shoulders locked, and focus on just moving the biceps. That's all the movement that you really need. Nice and slow. Keep that tension on the way down. No movement at the shoulder joint. Just the bending of the elbows to activate them biceps. Back your elbows up a little bit. There you go. And now put all that tension on them biceps. There you go. So now's where we're gonna really get into it. First thing I wanna say off top is that preacher curls is typically where a lot of people get hurt. You don't need to ego lift and go too heavy. You also don't need to fully or overextend your elbow. All right, gotta get that second set. And you know what? We'll actually cut it at our 3 sets of 10 because we do still have one more exercise we want to do. So on that one, we'll do a few more reps. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna finish off with hammer curls. We're gonna do 2 sets to failure. So get something where you're kind of aiming for failure right around 15, 20. But obviously you want to keep going as many as you can, but don't get something that you're gonna crap out on in 5 reps is what I'm saying. Let's get it. Hey boy.